From the basement of the penthouse, from Toronto to the world stage, he's the certified lover boy, the sixth god, the most streamed artist of all time. But every empire, no matter how grand, faces its trials. Today, we're tracing the extraordinary journey of Aubrey Graham, better known as Drake, from his humble beginnings to the seismic tremors of his current rap beef with Kendrick Lamar. Get ready, because this is the rise and fall, and perhaps the re-rise of a modern music icon. To understand Drake, you have to understand Toronto. This isn't just where he was born, it's the very fabric of his identity. Aubrey Graham entered the world on October 24, 1986. His mother, Sandy Graham, was a Jewish-Canadian educator, and his father, Dennis Graham, an African-American drummer who worked with Jerry Lee Lewis. An incredible blend of cultures and influences right there. Growing up in Forest Hills, one of Toronto's affluent neighborhoods, might paint a certain picture, but Drake's reality was more complex. His parents divorced when he was 5, and he was primarily raised by his mother in a basement apartment. He's spoken openly about feeling like an outsider at times, navigating a primarily white Jewish school while also spending summers with his father in Memphis, immersed in a completely different world.
You still have my heart. Yo, boss ain't golden gates. Those who fake.
This duality and constant shifting between worlds arguably became a blueprint for his music, a blend of vulnerability and bravado, R&B melodies and hard-hitting rap, often exploring themes of identity and belonging. Most people's introduction to Aubrey Graham wasn't through music at all. It was on a Canadian teen drama.
They're not like your family, okay?
As Jimmy Brooks on Degrassi, The Next Generation, Drake gained recognition, but even then, his heart was in the music. He was famously sending out his demo tapes while still on the show, using his Degrassi paychecks to fund his music career. His early mixtapes like Room for Improvement and Comeback Season started to build a buzz. You could hear the raw talent and the melodic instincts and the unique blend of singing and rapping that would become his signature. He was grinding tirelessly and working for a breakthrough.
You know, a lot of girls be thinking my song.
The year was 2008. With the release of So Far Gone, everything changed. This wasn't just a mixtape, it was a phenomenon. Features from Lil Wayne and production from 40 and tracks like Best I Ever Had and Successful caught the ear of, well, everyone. The industry was buzzing, and one of the biggest names in the game took notice. Lil Wayne, recognizing a superstar in the making in Drake, brought him into the Young Money fold. This was the ultimate cosign that Drake needed to truly take his career to the next level. In 2010, his debut studio album, Thank Me Later, dropped, solidifying his place. It debuted at #1 and went platinum and produced hits like Find Your Love and Over. The introspective lyrics and catchy hooks, it was clear Drake wasn't just a rapper, he was a pop culture force. But it was the albums like Take Care in 2011 and Nothing Was the Same in 2013 that truly solidified Drake as a global icon. He perfected his sound, blending emotional vulnerability with undeniable swagger. He crafted anthems for heartbreak, for ambition, and for late night drives through the city. He was delivering hit after hit, breaking streaming records and cultivating an almost mythical persona around himself and his city, the Six. He became the artist everyone wanted to collaborate with and the one everyone measured their success by. By the mid-2010s, Drake wasn't just big, he was an institution. He was dropping projects like If You're Reading This, It's Too Late in 2015 and Views in 2016, which were less traditional albums and more cultural events. He became known for his masterful use of unexpected drops, viral moments, and keen sense of what would dominate the internet. His lyrics were dissected, his fashion imitated, his Toronto slang adopted worldwide. But with immense success often comes increased scrutiny. Accusations of cultural appropriation, ghostwriting allegations, and growing perception of his music becoming formulaic started to surface. The narrative began to shift.
The definition of appropriating a culture is not supporting that culture, doing songs with people who are deeply rooted in that culture, giving opportunity to people who are in that culture. That's not appropriating. Appropriating is taking it for your own personal gain and denying that it was ever inspired from this. That's the true disservice that somebody could do to the UK, to dancehall, to Afrobeat.
You can't talk about Drake's journey without talking about the pivotal figures who shaped his sound and sometimes his rivals. Enter Metro Boomin and Future. Metro Boomin, one of the most influential producers of our generation, crafted some of the darkest, most atmospheric, and undeniable beats that define trap music. He worked extensively with Future, creating their signature sound. Drake, always with his ear to the streets, recognized their undeniable chemistry. In 2015, they teamed up for the joint mixtape, What a Time to Be Alive. And I don't know where you were when this mixtape dropped, but me, I heard it, and this changed my life. This wasn't just a collaboration, it was a cultural reset. The project was a massive success, blending Drake's melodic sensibilities with Future's gritty trap anthem, all underpinned by Metro's incredible production. It showcased Drake's adaptability and his willingness to step into a different sonic world. This was a peak moment of collaboration, and it seemed like they were an unstoppable force together. But as we've seen, allegiances in hip-hop can be fluid. The very people who helped shape this sound would years later find themselves on the opposite sides of a historic feud. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, or rather, the elephant that just stomped through the entire rap landscape, Kendrick Lamar. Drake and Kendrick have a long, complex history. Early collaborations, mutual respect, but beneath the surface, a simmering tension. Kendrick, often seen as the lyrical purist, the conscious of hip-hop, represented a different school of thought. The beef, in many ways, was brewing for years. Kendrick's infamous verse on Big Sean's Control in 2013, where he called out Drake and a host of other rappers, was an early warning shot, declaring himself the king. Drake's response was subtle, but present in his music.
Over like being the talk of Twitter for like 5 days, you know. Over,
but you
like,
seem just now a little irritated by it. No?
Really?
Yeah, just by even saying that it was those harsh words, it seemed like maybe it irritated you for a second. Is that wrong?
No, it's just like, I mean, coming from that situation, it was unexpected, you know. I wouldn't, like, it's sort of like in working your way up and sort of building relationships, I wouldn't expect you to, like, throw all the relationships out the door for the sake of, like I said, being, like, the talk of the internet for 10 days, and then, you know, it's like now this, like, everyone's going to forget about it. I mean, people don't even care about it anymore.
So true.
But now, especially this week, it's like, yeah, okay, moving on. Like, I don't know if it was worth it, you know? Because there's a lot of people that were mentioned that I feel like can't really go back and fuck with that guy after that, you know what I'm saying? Sorry, I shouldn't have cussed.
No, it's okay. I know it. Get into it, Drake. Go.
But no, that's
people think you're too nice. That's the problem. You gotta curse a little bit.
Nah, but anyway, I mean, for me, you know, it was cool. I feel like the verse was great, and I understand what
as a fan, I would enjoy a Drake and Kendrick kind of sparring session.
Well, I'm sure you would.
Yeah, I would. I'm sorry. What do you want me to do? You want me to lie to you about this?
The narrative around Drake started to change. While his commercial success remained unparalleled, some critics and fans questioned his lyrical depth, his authenticity, especially when compared to Kendrick's often intricate and socially conscious storytelling rap lyrics. The Damn Truth broke in early 2024. Future and Metro Boomin dropped their collaborated album, We Don't Trust You, featuring the track Like That. And on that track, Kendrick Lamar delivered a verse that sent shockwaves through the industry. He explicitly called out Drake and J. Cole, declaring himself the Big Three and dismissing any notion of competition. He wasn't just saying he was better, he was saying they weren't even in his league. This wasn't just a subtle diss, it was a declaration of war, and the world watched, captivated as Drake and Kendrick unleashed a barrage of diss tracks, each one more personal, more scathing than the last. Drake fired back with tracks like Push-Ups and Tailor-Made Freestyle, initially attempting to brush it off. But it was Kendrick's response, particularly Euphoria and 616 in LA, that truly raised the stakes, digging into Drake's character, his past, his perceived vulnerabilities. And then came Meet the Brand, a direct, brutal attack on Drake's family and personal life. The lyrics became incredibly personal, moving beyond lyrical sparring into allegations that shook the very foundation of Drake's carefully constructed image. Accusations of secret children, predatory behavior, and a deep dive into his personal life. It was unprecedented.
Like, they ready to go back and forth because they've been dropping hits all weekend. This is all weekend. Kendrick dropped 3 records. 616 in LA on Friday. Yeah, somebody's lying. Not to see the vibes on X. Even you looking compromised. Let's kill the layers back. Bars. Yeah. Bars. I even like the beat. Bars. I like beats like that. Okay, then he dropped Meet the Grams on Saturday, about an hour after Drake dropped Family Matters. Dear baby girl, I'm sorry that your father not active inside your world. So in this track, he basically wrote a letter to everybody, like Drake's mom, Drake's dad, Drake's son, and then his daughter that may or may not be real. We have no idea yet. Y'all just pissed off Drake's fans, by the way.
And Metro Boomin and Future, once close collaborators, threw their weight behind Kendrick, with Metro even releasing an instrumental diss track, signaling a clear division. The trust, it seemed, was truly gone. The rap world is still reeling from the fallout. Drake's carefully curated image of untouchable superstar, the certified lover boy who always wins, has been undeniably challenged and changed forever. The immediate impact has been a fierce debate amongst fans and critics. Has Drake's reign been truly shaken? Can he recover from such a public and brutal assault? And his character, his brand, what will happen? What this historical beef has shown us is that even at the pinnacle of success, no artist is immune to challenge. It's a reminder of the raw, competitive spirit that has always defined and shaped hip-hop. So what's next for Drake? Does he retreat or does he reemerge, redefined and refocused? The rise of Aubrey Graham to Drake, the global icon, was huge. His fall, or at least the significant stumble, has been equally dramatic. But in the world of hip-hop, reinvention is always possible. The story of Drake is far from over. This chapter has undoubtedly tested his resilience, his artistry, and his place in the pantheon of greats. But if history has taught us anything, it's that the game, much like life, is full of unexpected twists and turns. And sometimes it's the fall that we truly see what an artist is made of. Thank you and goodbye. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.